Hello, you guys hear me? Hello, can anybody hear me?
Yeah, hello, good evening, sir. Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Okay. For me, John. Hope you can hear me. Okay. So I want to believe you guys are preparing already for your forthcoming exam, right? So by now your preparation is supposed to be like 90%, as if the exam is tomorrow. Okay.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, madam. How was your day now?
Fine, sir.
Okay. So without further ado, we are going to do one or two things tonight, and then we'll call it a night. But please, if they are still begging you to prepare or to read or to study, that means you don't know what you are doing. Okay? So to start with, what's it called? How was the mock question? Hmm?
That
How
was
was the
good.
mock question?
That was good.
Where is the other person now? So for me, John, how was the mock exam?
I said it was good.
Okay. So you are able to answer a lot of questions, right?
Oh, sure.
Hmm?
Yeah, yes, yes.
Okay. So I will come back to treat past questions for all the questions, right? I mean to visit the question back, because it's something you need. Even the ones you did not answer very well. So it's expected of you to go back. So I really want to believe that you guys know that we took the questions even from the past question, right? And as God will have it, I think I have the first three questions. Yes, the first three questions came from me. So which means if you've not rehearsed it or practiced it back now, trust me, you are not ready for this exam. Okay? So that's basically what we're going to be doing tonight. I will just walk you through, and then what's it called? We call it a night, okay? For this one that your other colleague is just coming on, going off. Rotimi, I hope you're okay. Is it your network or what? What? So let me start sharing my screen. So what's question one dealing with? Okay. So question one deals with federation account. If I'm not mistaken, yes, I was the one that said it. And that same question is what we started with. If you guys can remember that particular period when we were treating that question. Yes, I remember feeling well, though we did not finish. The reason is because I think time was against us that period. So we just needed to calculate one or two. Um, Dealing with that question, we were ranked to first and foremost understand what consolidated relief fund or and federation account is all about. Is that not so? So please, it's important for you to know. And moreover, if I may add to it, is the fact that when we are talking about public sector accounting, all these questions, I'm not saying directly or indirectly it will come out, but all these questions, all these topics need to be critically looked into. Are you getting it? So study it as if your life depends on it. Hmm? Any topics that relate directly with the government, I examiner don't joke with it. Are you with me? So it's a secret I'm telling you now. So please, that question, you guys need to go back, visit it, practice it over and over again, right? So let me see if I can get the question live and direct. I think that should be November 2014. Question number one. And if it is number one, so automatically that means it is compulsory, right? So please, it will interest you to know that it is a must solve question, which means if you do not know it, you are doing yourself. Yes, though it has to do with a lot of workings, allow you not. So that one is not far from the truth. It's not far from truth at all. So it has to do with a lot of questions. Okay, a lot of workings that you are going to show them. So yes, this happens to be the solutions. But be it as it may be, where we stopped the other day, I think that should be I can't remember. But you guys can remember that we started solving this question, right? Can
Yes, sir.
someone hear me?
Yeah, yes, sir.
So did you solve this question or not?
Yes, we did.
Okay, though we did not finish, but trust me, it's something that is so simple. So it's not difficult at all. So what you need to do, like I said earlier, is for you to understand the consultant relief fund and at the same time the federation account. So to start with, what is federation account? It's a pool distributable account, right? Where all the revenues of the government enter, right? So which means all the revenues of the government enters into that account, and at the same time it's through that account that all the allocations are distributed out, which means there shouldn't be any money that needs to remain there. So far as money are entering, money are coming in, I think it's just 24 hours. Give it 24 hours, so it needs to move out again. So all revenues of the government comes into that account except the payee of the police, the payee of the armed forces, the payee of the resident of you know the resident of Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, and so on and so forth like that. So aside those categories of um revenue payee, that entered into concentrated relief fund directly. So all the other revenues, be it external grants, be it foreign investment, name it, they have to enter into federation account. So please take notice of all this that I'm saying. If they are not asking you question relating to calculation, they may or they might likely ask you question relating to theory. So as you are preparing yourself to know the calculation part, you equally need to prepare yourself to know the theory part. Okay? So having said that, let's see if I can just explain to summarize this question one, then we move to another question. And funny enough, I've not gotten you people's script. So hopefully my manager, or how should I put it now? The one that is what's it called? That owns the course. Possibly maybe she's doing the marking now. So thereafter I want to believe she will send it to me to do the marking for my own part too. But be it as it may be, what I'm trying to say in essence is your your preparation, your readiness for this exam matters a lot. So if you've not solved at least 60% of the past question as at today, that means you are not ready for the exam. You are not ready for the exam. Please ensure you solve enough past question. Okay. So this is the question ahead of us as far as question one that you guys wrote is concerned. Okay, so first and foremost, start from the requirement for you to know if you'll be able to solve the question or not. If you will not be able to solve the question, even by knowing the topic or by not knowing the topic, that means you just abandon the question, then move to the next one that you can solve. Okay, are we together here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Uh, the requirement A is saying state the difference between federation account and constituted revenue account. So first and foremost, we start with the definition of the two. Okay, federation account is the government account that receives all the revenues. We call it distributable pool of account that shares, you know, amount or money to federal, state, and local government. And when we are explaining the consulted relief account, yes, when was it established, according to which section, if it's backed up with a section. So what is expected of you most at times when you are given any topic to define is for you to know the in-depth or to have in-depth knowledge about that topic. It will help you. Like now, if you are saying according to section, subsection, so define this thing as this, as this, as this, and that. You get, even the examiner will be happy to mark you correctly, but it's still dangerous if you do not know the section and then you quote a wrong section. It's very, very dangerous. So it's better for you not to quote section at all than to quote a wrong section without getting it. Okay. So now differences, we are starting from the definition of the two, the types, and let's say the specified amount of money or source of revenue that may enter the two. Are you with me? So if you should give them at least three cogent different features separating both federation account and constituted revenue account, trust me, you will get your full 4 marks. Okay. So question B says calculate Alakoma custom service cost of collection. So it's so simple. We did this one. I believe we finished solving it. Yes, during that period. So when we say cost of collection, that means we have administrators, we have how should I put it now? Yes, there are categories of people. I mean, talking about the administrators, there are the categories of people that administer and then they collect any kind of revenue on behalf of the government, right? So, as we are having so many sources of revenue, we equally have so many agencies that are being put in those positions to ensure that the allocated sources of revenue are collected by them and remit the same to the government. So custom service is a simple word that we all know. So who are the custom officers? They see to it that no smuggling of goods you get. So they are the one in charge and they ensure that all the imports that is being received, even on behalf of the government, they remit the same. Are you with me? So in one way or the other, they are accountable and they see to it that there is transparency in place. Okay. So if you are calculating for this kind of question, what you just need to do is to look out for what make up of this custom service. So you analyze your statements one after the other and you discover one, two, three. So if you have five, and the course I'm giving to you, that means extract the five out. Exactly, that will be the custom service cost of collection, right? So, and the other one is saying Federal Inland Revenue Service cost of collection. Yes, it's for you to know which part of thesis or which kind of thesis that Federal Inland Revenue Service collect on behalf of the government. Yes, SITA is there, company income tax is there, uh, capital gain tax is there. So, some other uh, non-income tax, yes, that one too is there. So once you're able to identify all this, you just extract it out. Trust me, you'll be good to go. And let me tell you that Federal Inland Revenue Service has gotten another name. So now we refer to them as Nigeria Revenue Service, NRS. NRS. So should in case if the examiner is not using FRS and instead the examiner is making use of NRF, Nigeria Revenue Service. So just have it in mind that they're making reference to FIRS, okay? 13 derivation paid to oil producing states. That one is just basically for oil income or oil revenue. So we call it revenue when we are dealing with P.S.A.F, public sector accounting, and we call it income when we are dealing with, individual private companies or organization. So even as I'm trying to explain to you one after the other now, by now I'm supposed to have been getting to know where you miss out on this question. So in case if you've not attempted to know the correct answer even before now, or be that maybe I'm just trying to expose you to it. So hopefully, if time still remain, we can just solve it. But I'm not sure if we are going to finish it because of the time ahead of us. We won't use up to 2 hours here today. Even my system battery is low. Okay. Calculate the amount to be credited to consolidated revenue fund of Olakoma federal government. So you need to know the categories of amount of money that needs to enter CRF. CRF. So remember payee we have to enter. So if you locate payee in the question we give it to you, just have it in mind that we are posting it here and some other, even the allocation from federal government, that will be the first major um revenue that will come in, right? So if you are allocating your federation account according to federal, state, and what? and local government. The federal home, yes, will be moved to consolidated revenue fund. Please bear it in mind. It's just so important. It's so vital. Ebola State Consolidated Revenue Fund account. So that one is talking basically on the state level. So when we get there, the allocation for state, yes, it will be moved to this part. And moreover, we have FAT that equally needs to be segregated among the three tiers of government: federal, state, and local, right? And the state joint local government account, yes, equally, you need to know how much will enter all these accounts. Lobata, I think that's all right. So if you're able to just put it like this, trust me, you will be good to go. Mind you, every other information that you need for you to segregate or for you uh, to allocate all these funds into the specified account will be given to you. So no need of stressing yourself and be saying, oh, I don't even know the portion of federal to state to local. How many percent am I using? Let me use 50 for state, for federal, 30 for state, and 20 for local. No, everything you need will be given to you, including the FAT O. So you can see it here that the sharing formula for the federation account and FAT is stated as follows. So this is what you use for the federation account, and this is what you use for FAT. Mind you, all these are permanent. Should I say permanent? Even if they want to change it, it will be changed in the textbook. Not that the textbook will be giving you one formula and then refers to be the case in the exam. No. Are you with me? So over the years, what you find out is that what you're having in the textbook is what you will be given even in your exam. So please, should in case they didn't give you, don't just assume any formula. It's something you can just cram, mm, that you can just try and learn. Remember when you get into the exam and you pour it out for them. So after the exam, you might just try and forget. But before the exam, remember you need to know it and remember it in the exam hall. Okay? So every information you need has been given. So what's left for you is to be identifying the question one after the other and be allocating it. And if I were to be you, see what I'm going to do is like we are starting now. Let's start analyzing it. Crude oil say is supposed to be not supposed to, but it surely belongs to 30% refinery, something like that. When it comes to oil money, yes, you need to know, yes, 13% derivation paid to oil producing state. So as you're having it, with regard to you, I will just have a segment for, okay, yes, I made this for FA, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 formulas that are compound together for FA. So immediately after now, I will share it with you guys so that, like I promised, I know it's long overdue. I just remember tonight. Hmm? Grace always remind me, but it is well. Busy, 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 busy. God help us. FM formula. I believe two of you are offering FM, right? Or is it only one of you? Yeah? So that I will not join you together. I have my student here.
It's fine. The
Okay,
other
two of you.
person is offering effort.
Okay. So be that maybe. Okay, okay. I understand. So if it's not useful for you now, I think it will be useful for you when you matter pass your skill stage level. So moving to professional in SFM to still be useful for you. Please do not forget ensure you manage the formula very well. So like I was saying, if I should be you, what I'm going to do is identify the question one after the other. I will say one belongs to custom, service, whatever, collection, cost. Another one, I will say it belongs to, you just try and segment it. There are three, right? What you need to do is just try and get the question. No. We have the three. And then Federal Inland Revenue Service cost of collection. So anything that has to do with Federal Inland Revenue Service, you have to be putting it there too. And the third one will now be what? That's 13% derivation paid to oil producing state, right? Oh, yeah. So one after the other, you'll be analyzing it, the question, and be posting it there. So you can take one sheet for the custom service. So the following page as the federal inland revenue, and the next page will be as for 13% oil, blah blah blah. So the first one is crude oil sales. So no need of arguing. Crude oil sales will surely fall under 13%, right? So just come here. So you can even number it as you may want. So say you number it to make your this thing neat. Number, which other word again? Items of variables, and then amount, right? So just to arrange your figure very, very well. So you equally repeat the same thing for the remaining. Ooh. So here is number one. The first one is what do you say the first one is? Crude oil sales 350. Crude oil sales, that's 350,000, right? Don't forget the formula sign. I mean the naira sign. You put it up for you to know that, for them to know that you're dealing with naira. And moreover, uh, you are holding three, you're holding three zeros up, right? Okay. This naira, one, two, three zeros. So in form of millions, right? So we're able to identify number one. So let's go. Domestic oil receipt. So that one too. That's 445, right? Domestic oil receipt. How much? 445. Right? Mm. So which other one again? Miscellaneous oil receipt belongs there. Royalty oil, crude oil, belongs there. Royalty on gas belongs there. Rental on oil, whatever belongs there. Gas floor penalty belongs there, right? Petroleum profit tax, does it belong to? I don't want us to waste our time, no, because this is simple, like I'm explaining now. So that means from number one here to this one, 31. Yes, all this upward. Yes, they belong to the same family. Why not categorize them? And then at the end, you will do the add up and do 13%. So let's say all this, we are able to get, oh, I wish you can add it together. So I use your calculator. Are you guys with me?
Yes, sir.
Please press the calculator, add the total together. To save our time, because if we start another thing one after the other now, trust me, we will not solve any other question again tonight. So how much altogether?
That's 126.
One what?
1,268,000. We are 1 million. So
I barely hear you.
1,260,000.
Are you sure you are calculating it well?
It's not Bible time. 1,910,000.
Are you sure your figures are correct or else? So let's say every amounted to 1,910,000 here. So what you need to do according to the directive that we are being asked to do is to do 13% on it. So the 13% on 1,910,000, what are you getting? 1,910,000. So if you do 13%, you are getting something like two something. 13% multiplied by this one. So you are getting 248,300, right? So that is close up as far as this derivative is concerned. So you forge ahead with the custom service, you forge ahead with federal and revenue. So if you're able to close out on the three, that means you have 9 marks to yourself. So let's go. What are the analysis for? Okay, company income tax will belongs to where? Where will it belongs to? Hmm? Is it to federal or to custom? So you guys never really
To federal.
Federal.
to federal, yes, because that is part of what they collect on behalf of the government. So that means this major two, talking about the company's income tax and the other non-oil taxes will be collectible by the federal inland revenue. And is that all? Don't we have value added tax or personal income tax for uh, people at Federal Capital Territory Abuja or pay for armed forces. This one will not go there because we are recognizing it as part of consolidated relief fund, right? So basically what will come there is company income tax, other non-all tax. Do we have value added? Yes, we have value added. Value added of 700,000 will probably go there. Okay. So, but mind you, there is another point you need to be considerate of. We have been told that the cost of collecting all this amount, where is that cost to service cost, service cost. So like this 13% that we use, fine. Okay, yes, 7% cost of collection on all revenues collected, what the Federal Inland Revenue Service is entitled to 4% of 4% to non 4% of non-oil revenue. Non-oil revenue, that means you are using 4% to this other non-oil tax, right? Is that not what it means? 4% to it, and then 4% to value added tax. So if we may do it, let's just try and classify it according to this one. The first one is own income tax, have you? CIT. So the other one is non-oil tax, something like that, if I'm not mistaken. So classify them. How much is it? 500,225. 500, and we have 225,000. So what is again? Value added tax. That should be 700. So if you're calculating the cost of collection for this federal inland revenue, what you need to use is 4% according to the question. So is this custom service that we use 7%. We use 13% for this one, right? Or for this one, we use 4%. So it will be segmented into two: value added tax separately, then the addition of the two separately. Or better still, you can equally do it for one of you can do it one by one for CIT, for non-oil tax, for VAT. But for proper segmentation, which means CIT and non-oil tax, you can separate them together to be together. While 700,000 will be, which is value added tax, will be on its own. Okay? For which that maybe if you do it individually, one by one, that one too, there is no penalty to it. So just use 4% on the three of them, and that will serve as cost of collection for it. So don't forget, all this cost of collection it will be useful even in your other question that you need to solve. This one, yes, and this one too that you are solving here. So let's do 4% on the first 7,225, right? For 7,250, right? That's the first one. And equally do the same for uh VAT, value added tax. And value added tax is 700,000, right? Yes. So that means for the two is the addition of this, and then we will good to go. Cost of collection. So all this analysis need to be put in place so that when you need it, you will not just be looking and searching for it. Okay, so you need to have it in handy. So custom service automatically, this custom service will not be difficult. Import duty, export duties, excess duty, custom penalty charge, custom fees account, common external tariff level. So those are the ones you are paying into that account. 7% port levy. I think I explained this 7% port levy to you guys that same day. Okay, so they are the one that collect it on behalf of the court levy, court how should I call it? I think the career, that's the she maintenance. So they are the one that collect it on behalf of them and then later on remit to them. For which that maybe the cost will be allocated to them. So we calculate it on it too, which is 7%. And you'll be good to go. So let's try and list them out. Import duty, export duty, excise duty, all duty, join, right? So you name it one after the other. One, two, three, import duty, export duty, which other duty again? So we must have calculated everything. We put the amount, which how much is import duty? 255,125. 255,125. Good. And at the end you add it up. And the cost of collection, that would be 7%, right? You just base it on 7%. That's all. No bad term. So any questions so far before we proceed? And the amount to be calculated, that's question number 2, if I'm not mistaken. B, okay, we saw B, the entire of B, let's say. So C1, Consolidated Revenue Fund of Olakuma Federal Government. Like I told you, all your federation allocated amounts will come in there. So which means first and foremost, you need to calculate for your federation account. And federation account comprises of all the income aside payee, right? Aside payee. So which means all this income, as you are seeing here, will be put in your federation account. So only this payee will not enter. And I think court fee too. The court fee enter. No, court fee too will not enter. Court fee will directly go to consolidated revenue. Are you with me? So which means the rest will enter into federation account. So it's from there that the distribution will now take place. Remember, we have two types of federation account allocation committee, FAC, Federation Account Allocation Committee. So technical section and plenary section. The technical section comprises of our Accountant General of the Federation as the chairman, and it sees to the allocation of the distributable pool of the government to the 3 tiers of government, right? So they ensure that they work in alignment with the giving ratio or the giving percentage to ensure a equality, are you with me, or fairness distribution among the 3 tiers of government. That's what they basically do, right? Okay. So all the revenue, you list it out, you add it together, then that will form your confederation account. So from that confederation account, you will now use this formula to share it. So let's say you got at the end of your version of federation account. See now, we are dealing with federation account. So let's say you got 900 million. When you might have listed all the revenue you added, you added it up together, and then you got 900 million naira, right? So what you need to do is to share this amount within limited period of time ahead of you, usually 24 hours. So it will not remain any kobo at all, at all, at all. So you need to now share it according to this ratio: 52.68 for federal, 26.72 for state, and 20.60 for local government. If you are doing that, I really want to believe that you know how to do it, right? So that will be equals 52.26. Hope I'm not mistaken. Divided by, okay, let's just say percent, straight and forward. That is divided by 100, right? Then multiply by this one. So it will give you the percentage. That means this one will go to federal, and you do the remaining percentage, the remaining 2 percentage. Oh, this one is 52.68, imagine. And 26.27 for the state. So you probably do that and you'll be good to go. Okay? So any questions so far, please? Alright. So that's federation account for you. Which other account have you not touched? FAT, value added, right? Are you going to get value added? Anybody? What did you say about value added? Equity, population, last mass, internally generated revenue effort. The total internally generated effort of the 30 states and 700 local government councils amounted to 500 billion and 300 billion respectively. So if you are sharing your value added tax, that will basically build on these variables or the items: equity, population, land mass, and internally generated revenue. So where is the amount for we have fact here to be 700,000. So what about the percentage for all these items of variable? They give us the account is entitled to 10% internally generated revenue. So this is for internally revenue generated. Oh, they already gave us here the sharing ratio in two above is based on the following criteria. So this one we are going to use 40%, 30%, 20%, and 10%. That's for state government. And for local government, and don't forget, local government will use 40. It's still the same thing, sir. Little do I know. Still the same thing. 40, 30, and what? And 10%. So how much is now the value added tax that need to be distributed by all these people? How much? 700,000, right? And that's not all. Hope you know. It warrants you to get to know that where's that question on? Data intelligence revenue effort for the amounted to 50 million and 20 million respectively. Yes, you use when you're using when you're solving for state, this information will be useful. But I equally want to get the exact amount for fact. So if you guys have practiced it by now, I'm supposed to be ordering my step, right? Have you guys practiced it again, even after your mock exam? But if you didn't practice it, you are deceiving yourself. Oh, I'm telling you. Can anybody hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
So where's the amount for value added tax? Yeah, find out. I'm saying it, but I'm not saying anything now. So if you practice it, where is the amount for value added tax? Or how will you get value added tax amount? I'm hearing you.
Is value added tax for what, sir?
Part that will be allocated to federal, to state, and to local government, right? Hmm? You guys really need to solve this question of from from A to Z. I allow you not. I allow you not. Otherwise, you might not be able to tackle it if you see any question like that in your exam. So I really want just brush through it, not to solve from beginning to the end because of the time allocated to us. And it's revision week anyway. So assuming we were able to meet last week Saturday, we could have, close out on it. But nonetheless, that's what I specified another extra class today. And I posted it on group that you guys should just try and work on it. Oh. Hmm. So my own is to just point you to the right direction. There's no left for you to follow suit. So this happens to be the question you guys solved that day, right? So the question one is what you are battling with now, and I'm not going back to it again, or else we will waste our time. So question two is saying the federal government of referendum, I wanted to say referendum of Nigeria. The federal government of Nigeria had 27 ministries, department and agency. Audit carried out by the Auditor General for the Federation reveals some financial sharp practices in the rank and file of some of these ministry, departments, and agencies. It was discovered that most of the heads of these agencies, including some permanent secretaries, were involved in the collection of salaries and wages of workers who were deceased or absconded from service by retaining their names on the government payroll. So we call them ghost workers, right? So directly they might call them ghost workers. They are not working for the government, but then they have a way of connecting with people so that people can put their names there, and at the end they'll be collecting salary. And now those people that get themselves involved will have their own sharing profit. We have so many of them, even that tomorrow in government, that they are not working and they are collecting huge amount of money. You know, they act as if they are government workers. So let's quickly go to the question. Discuss the role of government integrated financial information management system GIM GIF MIS as a means of reducing financial corruption in MDAs in Nigeria. 10 marks sharply. I was the one that personally taught you this and I gave you notes on it. So can you guys be mentioning one role after the other? Discuss the role of government integrated financial information management system. So that was I think in chapter 8 where we learned about emerging what's that to emerging technologies or issues in public sector accounting. Are you with me? So where we have even T.S.A. is there too, some other um software or technologies. Yes, we learned about it too. So this one is basically talking about the GIFMIS. First and foremost, what is the usefulness? What are we using government integrated financial information management system? What are we using it for? To integrate simply means to collaborate, to join. Are you with me? To integrate, let's say possibly we have so many military departments and agencies, you want to integrate every one of them into a particular system, right? Whereby all of them can be having necessary information as at when due. You just want to have a particular one system that all of the ministry department will be making reference to or will be making use of. That's what integrated actually symbolize. So, but then this GIFMIS is much more longer than the way I just explained to you for you now. So you guys need to actually go ahead and do the reading. So can someone tell me what are the some of their rules? Okay, that I'm hearing. Number one, to improve budgeting, right? And budgeting control. You know, if individual ministry department is submitting their budget, yes, they will have to find a way of integrating it into one system, right? Whereby the whole of the nation will be able to have one budget altogether. So it will be a stress on the part of Akatan General to be collecting all the budgets altogether. Or if there is a system that will analyze it once and for all, trust me, it will just be a matter of time. Then the overall budget will be made ready. Okay? So which other one again?
I think reporting too.
Okay, yeah. So can you explain further? Or you give another point?
Mm, that's the one that I remember.
Okay. Fraud detection.
I think revenue management also.
Okay. That's payroll. That's payroll that does it yes, as a matter of fact, that's question B. Are you with me? Yes, you can use that for question B. Integrated payroll and personnel information system IPPIS. Okay. So TSA single treasury account. We will explain. Please familiarize yourself with all this. They are so important. We may say ICAN will not test it and they test it. We may say ICAN will test it and will not test it, but to be on the safer side, I personally, I intentionally brought these questions know fully well that they are the heartbeat of, or they are the cogent topic in P.S.A.F. And I personally taught you guys so that revising it again and again, in case they bring it out in your exam, you should be able to just, you will even give them assignment and say, Enibo, you don't have any more. So describe 5 competitive tender procedures and practices in the Public Procurement Act that will prevent the procurement of shoddy contract on goods and services for government. So someone telling me the answer to that? We didn't hold class on Saturday, and you guys did not even, if you've not gotten time um since after your exam, that Saturday could have been the perfect time for you to revisit this question. So who is giving me an answer to that? um
Sir, what did you say, sir?
Describe 5 competitive. Right now at question number 2D. Describe 5 competitive tender procedures and practices in the Public Procurement Act that will prevent the procurement of shoddy contract on goods and services. When we say some goods are shoddy, that means they are bad, they are bad, they are bad, they are bad. They don't worth paid for. In order for you to avoid it, what are the um competitive tender procedures that need to be put in place? That's what the question is asking for. You care to answer, or we should forget about it? Share. Who is answering me now?
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
I can
can.
hear you.
Who is answering my questions? Can you guys hear me? Can anybody hear me?
Hello, sir. Hello.
I can hear you loud and clear, but I'm just wondering why you are not hearing me. So, Fumi John, can you confirm if you can hear me?
Uh,
Can anybody hear
okay,
me?
so on Twitter. Just hello.
Olajumoke, just log out and log in back, okay? Log out and log in. I can hear you, but it seems you can't hear me. So, Fumi John, can you just confirm if you can hear us? My student is sleeping already. Hmm. Fumi, oh. Okay, so back to the question that I asked. If you are seeing that kind of question, first thing first is for you to identify what may cause or bring about the shoddy business, and then you will start analyzing the procedures one after the other. Okay, so knowing fully well that the first thing you need to put in place is a planning, strong strong tender planning. Are you with me? Where am I taking the question from? So can you hear me now?
Yes, hello, sir.
So can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So will you answer the question? Describe 5 competitive tender procedures and practices in the Public Procurement Act that will prevent the procurement of shoddy contracts on goods and services. So shoddy simply means goods that are bad, that are badly done or badly made, right? So what are the
That
tender procedures?
the the public government has authorized payment should take yeah.
So which means you did not answer it in your mock exam again. This one you are saying, hey, hey, hey. And I think another thing that we have to do, possibly to help you out, let me see if I can locate, hey, where the question is in the ICAN pack. Number, okay, I told you guys to study 2014 number one. So if I get the number, I will just post it to you guys so that you can equally study. But then every of my question that I set happens to be past question. All right. So please, by now you're supposed to have, my God, students, make una know the rest too, or make una know the rest too much. So by now you need to have scheduled your timetable to read. So you're supposed to have even gotten to know the chapter, I mean the year in which all the questions were tested and practice the same. I'm not sure if I can still remember, but oh, let me find out. Let me find out, let me find out, let me find out. This happens to be my solution, but do I have, I don't have the chapters here. I don't have the page. So it's just the page I would like to give to you, or better say I can release this to you. Yes, I will release this to you. I wish I get the page so that I can send it to you and then you discover it yourself, even in ICAN Pack. But with that maybe I will send this to you, all right? But please align yourself with reading, study it very well. Oh. ICAN is not a joke. Oh. Possibly, if you guys are just writing it for the very first time, ICAN is not what? It's not a joke. Please. So I should be able to find this chapter. Yes, see it here. Mock exam question number one. That's November 2020, 2014 question one. November 2017 question one. March, July 2020 question what? Question four. So please ensure you have have it read all through all the question. Please read it thoroughly, study it very well. Okay? Are you guys still with me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Network is not stable here. I think my data is
So
oh,
don't worry, we are done already. Let me just analyze the next question. Question three. A responsible government will ensure transparency and accountability in its governance and reduce corruption by establishing and empowering some agencies to eliminate economic sabotage. An example of such an agency in Nigeria is the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC). State 5 responsibility of EFCC as enshrined in Part 2 of the Act that established the commission, and then identify 5 punishments the Code of Conduct Tribunal can impose if it finds a public
it said
officer guilty of
So why do you not think so?
Public officers are guilty of contravention of any of the provisions of the Code of Conduct Tribunal of Public Officers. So all this we did then before now. For some years, the levels of Nigeria public debt has maintained an upward trend. You are required to discuss five major causes for the increase in public debt, explain three major benefits and two adverse effects of public debt to the company. So all in all, you have 20 marks. First and foremost, EFCC. What's the meaning of EFCC? Economic Financial Crime Commission, all right? So what are they meant to? Besides, or by the way, if you know the year of establishment, I think that should be 2002 by Olusegun Obasanjo during his regime. That was when it was created. And they have the audacity of going back to visit the cases that has happened even before they were established. Yes, they have the authority of doing that according to the law that or the act that created them. Are you with me? Basically, they are after people that commit financial crimes. That is why you'll be hearing in the news every now and then that EFCC is looking for this person, EFCC is looking for this person. So first and foremost, they will have to research on the information they get or the information they have at hand to know if truly the information is correct. So once they research, they go all way out uh, mm, to just find the victim, to find the person in question or the group of company as the case may be, then they prosecute the person. So they make research, they prosecute, they fine, you know. So any punishment that they may want to impose on such an offender, yes, it will be imposed on the person. So you need to state five responsibility of EFCC. Read it very well. There was a question that I read too that has to do with differences between EFCC and ICPC, Independent Control Practices Commission, right? You need to know the difference or differences between the two because they are not the same, right? And if care is not taken, you might be taking the two as the same thing. So please, these are the ways for you to read, get it digested once and for all, and you'll be glad you do. Okay? So do you have any
Yes.
question before we call it a night?
No, sir.
So ensure you revisit back this question.
Okay, sir.
All right. So I will forward this to you on what's it called? On group chat so that you guys can have it. And then these questions, you guys will look for it in your ICAN pack. Do you guys have our question guide? Past question guide.
Yes, I have it.
Okay. So please be making use of it to at least if you can solve two questions from each, let us say one because of there's no more time, right? So after this week now, on Tuesday, when is P.S.A.F?
Ah, I think next
Eh?
week Tuesday. I
Next week
think it is.
Tuesday. So that means you guys only have one more week to prepare. Hmm. God will help you in the name of Jesus. So let's call it a night here. So thanks to both of you that actually joined. But please do not
Mo
sleep
ní o
now.
lọ da ilé. Hello.
Go ahead and do your studying and it will
Eh?
pay off for you.
Huh?
Okay? So for me, John, I believe possibly you are busy. That's why we could not respond. But be it as may
Maybe.
be, I want to believe that you've gotten something tonight. So having said that, good night to everyone.
Good night, sir.
And